It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You listen to Be in the Driver's Seat, and I am Regina Eileen Woodard, Regina, a.k.a. the Queen of Car Loans. And sitting right next to me, over across yonder, as we used to say, the folks used to say down south, Dr. Teresa Moore. Good morning, Dr. T.
Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. T. Happy Saturday.
And on the other side of me is Gill Garrett. Trust the process. Good morning, Gill.
Hey, good morning, Regina. How you doing this morning? How you doing, Dr. T? It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm so excited about what we got to talk about today. Hey, that word of the day. Listen,
Hold on.
Yeah.
So why do every time we get together, you just can't say good morning? You just can't say like 5 words. You got to like say a paragraph.
I'm
right?
excited.
You always got to say a paragraph.
Yes.
I got to learn that about you. He always got to say a paragraph.
You know what, y'all? I'm sitting next to two hosts, and it'd be hilarious sitting in here.
Listen,
we're
I'm
so excited, though. Yeah, I'm excited for the show today.
I wish y'all could see. Listen, I'm going to drop some of this BTS, too. This behind the scenes, because I know what's going on with her this morning. I know what's going on with the Queen of Car Loans this morning. It's this captain's jacket. It's this cold blooded. It's cold too. It's cold blooded. She came in with the suit last week, and now it's the blue and the red. She in here. She's ready for it.
Look, so I'm getting ready for when we start doing our podcast, where you can see us visually. Right?
Okay.
We're on the radio, but you're going to be able to see us visually, right, for our podcast. Yeah. And, we got to be at our best, right? Can't get caught slipping. Right, Dr. T?
That's right. We have to be up on it. And so we're excited. I can't wait for us to have the visuals. Yes.
Listen, I'm dropping this BTS.
What's the BTS?
Behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Listen, and don't be all in Regina's DMs either. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. We are praying for her husband.
Wait, hold on.
I don't care. You my sister, and I want you to experience the bliss of marriage. Okay?
Listen, ain't gonna be nobody, ain't gonna be no any and everybody.
Well, we gonna be a godly man, strong.
He gonna have to be. I'm telling her that she got the captain's jacket on. He gonna have to have. What's higher than a captain in the sailors in the Navy?
So you know what? So let's you know what? I'm not even gonna go where I want to go right now. But Gil he's acting like a big brother, but he's the younger brother, isn't he, Dr. T?
He is the younger brother.
But he always acting like the beast, like he the big brother.
Well, he's a protector. That's in his name.
Is that the
what
protector?
happens when you got two older sisters that give you that confidence, and I ain't got nothing to worry about.
I don't know if I like that word, older. Can you say big sisters?
Season. Big sisters.
Okay.
When you got big sisters, you don't have. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. Ask anyone. That is the beauty of being the younger, because all of the stuff that you would have had to go through, you have seasoned, older sisters or brothers that took that from you, so you get to be as free. You don't have to deal with certain things. My confidence and just having protection at this point in my life is on 1,000%. So that's kind of what you're seeing right now. So it's people call it spoiled. I just call it well loved. And if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. I'm sorry, I got it.
Okay, we're gonna switch avenues real quick. We're gonna switch into our segment. So the word of the week is maintenance, and the word. What I love about the maintenance is having that word of the week, because we all three of us give our perspective on the word. So maintenance in my mind is, I think about cars first. Maintenance, maintaining your car, getting your oil change, getting the necessary things done. If you get your oil change every 3,000, every 5,000, it depends on how many miles you travel, right? Depends on when you're going to get your oil change. Things that are done at 10,000 miles, 15,000 miles, getting your brakes done and not waiting until it gets down to the pedal. Too many times people drive their car and they keep driving and they're not thinking about, oh, my brake's squeaking. That's a warning that your brakes are squeaking. So anything on your car before it happens, it's going to give you a warning. Just like if your engine is going to blow, your engine's not just going to boom. It's going to give you warnings. Other things are going to happen with your vehicle, right? So it's like, maintain your vehicle. I am a person that says, yes, you need to get a maintenance plan on your vehicle. Yes, because you never know when you're going to need it. So maintenance to me is maintaining your car. And I love it that I give that car perspective. Maintenance is other things in my life too, but I just want to give that car perspective. If you need winter tires on your car and you don't have all around the ones that you have all around the year, right? You need to get winter tires. If you need your windshield solvent filled, that's the maintenance on your vehicle, right? Car wash, that's maintenance on your vehicle. Smoking in your car, smoking outside of your car, that's maintenance on your vehicle. Why? Because think about it, eventually if you look to sell your vehicle, who wants to get into a smoked vehicle that's been smoked in?
Oh, man, talk about it.
You can be outside and smoke, but you already know when you get in, it's going to be on your clothes. But do you need to have that air freshener in your car? That's going to help maybe make it smell better. So, Dr. T, what's your perspective on maintenance?
So when I think about maintenance, immediately I thought about tune-up, right? Because, in a vehicle, you have to change your spark plugs. So I thought about that in our minds, right? As a therapist, I train people how to change their mindset to combat those negative thoughts. So if you have negative things, negative cognitions, I'll show you how to take that negative cognition and turn it around into a positive cognition, right? So when I think about that, it's maintaining a thought process that's healthy. So to me, maintenance is taking inventory, knowing when it's time to change out a negative thought, know when it's time to add additional tools. Like you said, when you talked about even the outside of a car, right? So we have to do some things on the outside as well as the inside when we think about maintenance mentally, right? So on the inside, we know that we need to think better, right? We know that we need to take some additional steps to help us. That may be meditation, but you have to do something physically on the outside to meditate. You have to get yourself into a quiet place. When you talk about outside, maybe you need to lose some weight. Maybe you need to think about what you put in your body. We know that certain foods affect our mindset. So maintenance is really taking a self-inventory of what's going on with yourself and then taking the necessary steps to do something about it.
I love the fact that you always put it in a mental health state or field lane. That's the great thing about it, because everybody needs that mental health, and that's maintenance. Everybody needs that regardless. Even if you don't maintain your car, you need to maintain your mental state,
that's
right?
Real.
And
that's
know your
real.
lane, and create your lane.
That's
and people don't realize that everybody has a lane. How do you maintain your lane? I don't care what you do. You a person, you have a lane. So maintain your lane. What you got? What do you have? Trust the process, Gill Garrett.
When I think about maintenance, preserving something or someone, it is a must do. It is a list that needs a maintenance list that needs to be created, because if you don't maintain your car, your mental space, those things have a tendency of breaking down when you least expect it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And it's the unexpected things that we really don't prepare ourselves for. Maintenance teaches us to be diligent, right? Like if we have a maintenance plan, you're consistent. You have a plan. You have a plan of execution. If you don't maintain certain things continuously and the unexpected happen, then you have to always now be on guard because you don't know what that other opening up that other problem will be. And me, community person, the guy that's always looking at moving us or moving a community or moving in a situation, my maintenance of that is continuously to be in the community. I have to maintain my ears to listen and not necessarily to physically hear, but to hear what's being spoken in the community, that I may have to react. A lot of maintenance have to go into watching, seeing the movement of people in areas of your particular community where some people have moved out. You have new people who move in. It changes a demographic. It changes a culture. So I have to maintain a presence by listening and hearing. That way, when it's time to execute a program or execute something on behalf of this particular community, I have the wherewithal to do so because I've heard it. But if I don't maintain that pulse, when activities happen other places and may bleed over into our community, it's something that may catch us off guard. You have to be prepared for that. So if you don't maintain who you are and you don't maintain the physical things in your particular community, you won't be able to preserve what you have. And like you stated, we're all different. We all have our own lane. But it's one thing that some things that we do have consistency with, and that's maintenance.
That's good. That's good. I wanted to make a comment though, Regina, in the beginning. You said that there's warning signs, right? And I love that because they are always warning signs. And so sometimes people think, oh, it was this one thing that caused a ripple effect. But it really wasn't. It was warning signs. But
you were ignoring them. And you were ignoring them. You were ignoring the warning signs.
Yeah. And so once you ignored them, the very last thing is what broke the camel's back, right? And so now everybody's like, oh my God, look what happened. No, you failed to acknowledge the warning signs. So it doesn't matter if it's a warning sign on your car, it's a reason why that warning sign. If it's something going on mentally with you and there are some signs, there's a reason why. And that means you need to act fast. Right? In the community, you need to act fast. You need to take that warning sign and do something. Warning means something needs to be done.
So so the last word I have on maintenance, I just want to piggyback on something, what Gill, they're giving each other high fives over there and dancing over there, dancing on the praise station, but dancing spiritually. But so when I look at maintenance, Gill, for what you're saying, maintenance as far as in the community, you have to also have your fingertips of what's going on in other communities across the world too, in education. So I know that the second part of our show, we're going to talk about maintenance, but we're going to talk about financial literacy. Because you have to know what's going on in your community here in order for you to be able to keep up with the rest of the world if you're going to help your community grow. Amen?
Amen.
Can I get another amen?
Amen.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Listen.
Hallelujah. Can I get a hallelujah, Dr. T?
Come on, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come on, hallelujah.
Yes,
Is the highest praise. Come on. I'm excited about that financial literacy piece, because there is a thought process that comes along with how we financially see ourselves.
Yes.
So I'm excited to dig into that.
And we are hard on that. We are hard on ourselves when it comes to financially, because we look at things that we have done and what we could have done better, including myself. Oh, wow. And so that's the reason why I started Queen's Future Successors, my nonprofit, is because I've watched individuals, adults. I mean, when the customers came in from General Motors, and I had the grandmothers, then I had I had the grandmother, then I had the grandchild, and I had the grandmother's daughter. So I have had and the aunt and the uncle, had everybody. But it's like I look at how they were taking care of their business. Did they have a checking account? Did they save some money? Back in the day, everybody that worked for General Motors could get a car. And it didn't matter whether you had a 450 or a 500 credit score. Or, they didn't matter. Because you know what? Boom. It's now GM Financial, but it was GMAC back in the day. Everybody was approved because it was payroll deduct. Right? But we got to take a break, and we'll be right back. We're coming back with someone very close to my heart. It's Leonica Porter. She's doing a great cause with Champion Church, overseer Pastor Porter, which is my pastor. And we'll be right back. Yeah, shout out to Pastor Porter, overseer Pastor Porter. We're going to talk about Champ Madness. That's going on. It's all about giving back, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be right back with Leonica Porter, Champion Church, located in Dearborn, Michigan.
Hi, Joe Longhammer from Longhammer Chevrolet here with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deals you have right now, Regina?
This tax season, I'll match your down payment up to $500 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $250,
I'll make it $750.
if they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000.
when you come in, just ask for Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Ha! It's good to be the Queen of Car Loans.
Yes, Joe knows.
To find me and this limited time deal, Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or another country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda D. Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate is your locally known home purchase expert. Buying or selling your home is a complex process. Let Brenda simplify it every step of the way. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you. Call 248-909-9711 and get moving on your new home purchase or sale today. That's 248-909-9711. Call now.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Gill Garrett Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others are simply cannot. This month, ladies, I'm hooking you up with hair and makeup from Glamorous Rebel Hair and Beauty in Sterling Heights for the first 10 people who buy a new or used car from me. You'll be riding in style with the Queen, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, service manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
We're back and you listen to Be in the Driver's Seat, and I am Regina Eileen Woodard, aka the Queen of Car Loans, as you guys already know. But anyway, this morning we're talking to Leonica Porter with the Champion Church. Overseer Pastor Porter is the pastor there, located at 272780. Did I get that right, Leonica?
Yeah, that's right.
Powers, Dearborn, Michigan, 48125. The Queen is a member of Champion Church. I do get the word. I do get the word. Just so you know. I'm a proud member of Champion Church.
Oh, I know you do.
You already know.
I know you
right?
do. I see it.
Already.
I hear it.
And then let me just give kudos to Pastor Porter, because Pastor Porter also he's on live 5 days a week giving you the word at 6 a.m. You can go to Leon Porter. I think it's Leon Porter page, not Pastor, but Leon Porter page. He's giving us the word 5 days a week, 6 a.m., 6:30. So if you can't get to church on Sunday because you have another church home, you can go on his Facebook Live and get the word. He has people calling on the live from all over the country. When I got on about 6 minutes after 6 this morning, I was a little bit tardy. He had 274 comments. Now that's huge. People saying good morning, people getting the word. I mean, people just excited to get their day started. So kudos to my pastor, overseer, Pastor Porter, who gives the word around the world 5 days a week. But this morning we have a special guest. I am officially her big sister, Leonica Porter, there, and with Champion Church, and we're going to be talking about Champ Madness. Good morning, Leonica.
Good morning. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing better than most. Let me put it like that. So let's talk about Champ Madness. What is Champ Madness at Champion Church?
Yeah, Yeah, so Champ Madness is basically March Madness. You know how you have the March Madness, you have the 64 categories for the games. We created this because we want to empower the community, and we are adopting 64 students this year at Eastern Michigan. And we've been doing Champ Madness for about 3 years now. This is our first year adopting a college, but we are adopting 64 students and giving them 64 care packages at Eastern Michigan University.
So before we get into this interview, let's tell people how they can donate, how they can give.
Yeah, so they can text CC Give to 54244.
And then they can donate $50, right? Donations,
so
$50.
$50, whatever you can contribute. Even if you can give 10, whatever you can give. If you can give more than 50, because it's going to go to these students, and these students are so excited. We spoke with them last week, and they're already tears flowing just because they are so happy to be adopted that we thought about them.
So, Leonica, you know, I got excited when Regina told me about this. Not only are we partnering with you, but I just have to take it back to the word. Matthew 25, verses 35, it says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you fed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, you came to visit me." And I saw that, and I got excited because guess what? You are giving students an opportunity to have some things maybe they would not normally have been able to have. Maybe they didn't have, maybe they don't have family that's directly involved. Mm-hmm. So what the church is doing is pouring back into the students, and I absolutely love that. Students in college have a different type of struggle. And we all know that, those of us who have gone away, that's a different type of struggle. And to have someone back you and to say, I see you, let me give to you, let me help you. That's the work of the Lord. So I'm excited.
Amen. I'm excited too. I love that. Yes. Being a college student, you know, definitely it's a whole different mentally challenge.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And a lot of the students that we are adopting, some of them are we have 4 special education children.
Mm-hmm.
They're 18 and 19, and they're still trying to further their education. And then we also have people that are working 2-3 jobs, that are parents, that they're trying to go to school and things like that. And you just have students that don't have family, like you're saying, that they're just trying to move forward.
Yeah. And, you know, listeners, you may think $50 is such a low number, but every penny counts. So if you're listening right now, you have the opportunity to donate to Champ Madness. You can go to championchurch@gmail.com and let them know that you want to donate. You can also text CHAMP, CHAMPS3, CHAMPS3 to 54244. So for every person that's listening, you have the opportunity right now to pour into someone. You have the opportunity to do the work of Christ.
So, you know what, let me just say, if you don't have $50 and you got 20, you got 10, you got 15, you have $5, every penny counts. Or, you know, you might have a child that's listening right now, and they might say, Mom, Dad, Auntie, Uncle, whomever, right? I want to donate $1.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. Another thing what we're asking is, we're also asking to do, is it a video or a letter? Which one is it, Leonica?
So they can do a video just to get the awareness out there, but we are also asking for a letter, and it's a personal letter that you guys can email to championchurch3@gmail.com, and we're going to actually write the letters out so it's a little more personal from our team, and we're going to write these to the students, so each student will get a personal letter from you. So whatever you want to empower that student with, or just even if you just want to say anything for that student, we'll give it to the student. So we're going to have male and female, and you can choose if you want to address it to a male or a female. We're not doing names, but it is a personal letter that we're asking for.
Man, I think this is a very awesome, just being a recipient of one of those surprise packages when I was in school helped me to push through. You know, you never know the amount of impact that you have. And in doing so, kids will be greatly appreciative just knowing that there's people out there that care about them, one. and that people understand that their struggle that they're going through, they're not doing it alone.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being in college and during this time in 2023 with all the struggles and all the things that they have to go through and have to watch out for.
Yeah.
But then just like, kids in color in our community, when you say, hey, I'm going to college to pursue something, a lot of the things and backlash that we get, from taking that extra step, because there are some jealousy there. There is some other things there because you're choosing to improve who you are and why you're moving. And that, for the church to say, hey, listen, we're going to stand with you. We're going to give you some additional assistance, some help. Just getting that surprise package, man, is just going to touch them in such a way. And so I'm grateful that you're doing this. We're grateful that we're able to participate with you. And again, listeners, please, this is your opportunity, whether it's $1, $2, $50. This is your opportunity to say, you know what? I want to bless somebody else. I want to encourage somebody else. And then that personal note, right? You don't know who you're going to talk off of coming back home to saying that they want to quit with that personal note. So that's an added touch to what you're already doing and the blessings that you're going to that they're going to receive during this time. And Champ Madness, I like that. I like this. This sounds like a, Overseer Porter type of thing, man. He always goes over the top, and I appreciate the church doing this, man, for these kids.
So what's your history with Pastor Porter?
Oh man, it goes back to when I first got to Pontiac, right? Like I was an SRO over at Central, and he was always doing he always wanted to do things on behalf of kids. So he decided to do a concert that was kind of with a controversial group at the particular time, but he knew that the kids could relate, and he knew that could motivate the kids to either want to further themselves in music or just say, hey, I want to pursue my dreams. And so I just tapped into what he was doing and made sure we secured the field house, the Pontiac Central at that time, field house. We put the mat, make sure that we put a mat on the floor. People just didn't think that it would just kind of work, so it was just kind of being ignored. But Pastor Porter, his vision was so wide. Like, he would always speak. If you just had a conversation with this man, you're gonna understand he speaks so far than where he is, right, physically in that space. And so he brought this concert, and all the kids came out from Pontiac Northern, Pontiac Central. You would have thought it was a Pontiac Northern, Pontiac Central basketball game, but they came to this concert. They got to meet these kids VIP. And he did it, and he did that for the city. He did that for the youth, and that's where his heart has always been. So that's how I got introduced to him, and just kind of following him. I was in watch care over at the church that he was previous to where he is now, and I'm just grateful to have that type of influence, that type of man early on in my serving in the Pontiac community, because it kind of set a standard for me that it's okay to think past where people think. It's okay to think past where people don't necessarily see, but you do, right? So I had those type of examples in front of me. So everything that you see that I'm doing in the Pontiac community, it was people like, Overseer Porter that allowed me to say, okay, be free in your thoughts. And then coming from the hood, we from the same spaces, right? Like I understand this story from, even before the Overseer Pastor Porter, right? And who he was. And so people, sometimes you have a conscious, you trick yourself out of, I don't think I'm supposed to do that, or God can't use me, or God can't, because I come from this background and things of that nature. I don't know if I'd be able to have a family, right? But just to watch everything that he's done and over time, right? It was just, there's no need for me to reinvent the process. I had people like him that I could see that kind of set the stage for me. So that's how I bumped into him.
So Leonica, why Eastern Michigan University? Why Eastern Michigan?
So we have been doing different things at Eastern since, I want to say, 2011. Like how you were saying, Pastor Porter is very involved with the youth and young adults. And honestly, we were thinking about Wayne State as well as Eastern, a few colleges around, and Eastern just took a hold and grabbed it. We spoke with the dean, Regina George, there at Eastern Michigan University, and she just took force and started having meetings and things like that. So honestly, once we introduced it to Eastern, I just want to say they just grabbed. They were just so excited. So we stuck with Eastern, and we hope next year, we can do more colleges, Wayne State and Michigan State and things like that. So it's just a bigger vision, but right now, Eastern, yeah.
So you are a graduate, though. You're a proud graduate of Eastern Michigan University. So that's your alma mater. Did I say alma mater?
2017.
Okay. Congratulations.
Go Eagles.
She's young. That's young.
Okay.
That's young.
Yes.
So I'm so excited. Again, I have already gave my donation, and I'm going to personally write a letter and send it to you all, handwrite it. And I'll also be doing a video. So I am partnering up with you all too. And being a driver's seat, we are partnering. And I'm excited.
So let me just say this. I'm glad that Dr. T said she was going to do her video. So that means Gil's going to do his video. So I've already done my video. So it's going to be 2 other videos out there. And then we're going to adopt 5 families, total, So being the driver's seat is going to adopt 5 of the 64 families. So we're going to do $50. So what is that?
We got $300.
Right. So So $300 we're going to donate from being the driver's seat from the show, from us, to the cause. And then by doing the video, hopefully we'll be encouraged that maybe we can get, maybe 2 or 3 people to do donations. It might not be $50, but it's going to be something. Yeah. We're going to dig into our network, and this is just the beginning of something we're taking on, and I'm just happy. I am so happy because Pastor Porter and Lady Monica have been in part of my life since, Lady Monica's been part of my life since high school, junior high. We go way back, and I thank God for Lady Monica. I thank God for Pastor Porter, and then you got to give people their flowers while they're living, while they're here and they can understand. And I remember, I joined Champion Church, I want to say 2017. And the reason I remember the year is because I was in a dark place at that time. And I was in Detroit, and the church wasn't far. It was 20 minutes away from where I was at Jurgensen. And you guys came in my life at a time that you guys didn't really know I really needed you. So I want to tell you guys, if Pastor Porter is listening, I want to tell Pastor Porter and Lady Monica, I love you. I love both of you all so much. And I already love you, Lady Leonica, right?
Yes, love you too.
Okay, thank you. So
I did want to say, I know the Porters.
Okay, you want to give them some love too?
Yeah, so shout out to Pastor and Lady Porter. I met them when I was at New Mount Moriah Church, when me and my husband was there many, many years ago. And they have never changed, always been encouraging, and I just appreciate them and the community work they're doing.
Any last words, Leonica? You got about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to say if they do want to come out, we will be there on March 28th. They can send their names to championchurch3@gmail.com because we'll be invading the campus from 12 to 2. And you guys can come, but just make sure you email names so you can get a pass to get to the campus.
All right. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday morning, Leonica. Have a great day.
You.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, Joe Longhammer from Longhammer Chevrolet here with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deals you have right now, Regina?
This tax season, I'll match your down payment up to $500 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $250,
I'll make it $750.
if they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000.
when you come in, just ask for Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Ha! It's good to be the Queen of Car Loans.
Yes, Joe knows.
To find me and this limited time deal, Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, service manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have, from warranty work to routine oil changes. We treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule the next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So I'm super excited about this segment that we're going to actually close out the show with. Is we're talking about what's missing in financial literacy courses in school. Experts explain. So you're going to hear a little bit of data, a little bit of conversation, a little bit of reading that we done, research that we did, and you're also going to hear our perspective as us being the expert this morning on financial literacy. So at least 15 states have joined the growing movement to have financial literacy a requirement in high school graduation. Utah became the first to require half a credit financial literacy class as graduation mandate in 2004. Today, 8 states require a standalone course that provides students with an understanding of personal finance and skills to make good financial decisions. In the coming year or so, financial literacy requirements will go into effect in 7 more states. And one of those states includes Michigan, Florida, Georgia, Nebraska, Ohio, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. Experts explain and agree that financial literacy should be taught in schools, but the way many states are implementing it has raised concerns. But that also leads to the fact that experts are saying that the financial literacy that's taught in school, by the way, in many states are implemented, of course, are raising questions, but it's how they're being taught. You know, they're being taught in the white world, and then the Afro-American, the black world. And what we need as being Afro-Americans and what the white folks need as far as that counterpart with that. Now, not being racist at all this morning, but just saying that it's 2 different ways that the experts are saying that it is being implementing. So this morning, we are the experts. We're giving our own personal opinions on what we feel and how we feel. Dr. T, what is your perspective on everything?
As we did this research, it was interesting to me, that there is a deficit between, of course, the African American thought process or even mindset with money and the Caucasian. For instance, the median network of black families' yearly income in 2019 was $24,000. So I was like, wow, that's the median, right? Compared to $188,000 for white families.
But that's a huge number.
That is astronomical. Wow. And what really alarmed me is that it's a first of all, there is a disparity. There is some disparity there. So that's letting me know that there is a need for financial literacy to be taught in the African American community. And mostly because of the way we look at money, and also about not being taught about money. So this was huge as I did the research. It lets me know that this should be a conversation that should be had in households daily. How to spend your money. Why should you be spending your money? And even such things as banking. That's not really taught a lot in African American families.
So let's role play real quick.
Yes.
I am your daughter.
Yes.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Sierra.
I was at McDonald's, and McDonald's is now beginning to make cakes, and they told me, let me see, I can make $100, right? And what should I do with my $100? I want to go buy more bacon products. I want to do this because now I'm working for McDonald's, but I'm the baker. Because McDonald's now, Mom, they added that separate part for me on the menu, right? Yeah. It's delicious sweets is on the menu now at McDonald's, and I'm just so thrilled. And I'm only 15 years old. What should I do with my money? Should I just put it all into my business, or what should I do, Mommy?
Well, so for me, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 10% of that and give it to the Lord because it belongs to Him.
Well, amen.
And the second thing we're going to do is we're gonna open you a bank account because you're gonna put a portion of this money in the bank. And that's the way it's going to go. You're going to give to the Lord. You're going to put a portion in the bank. And then we're going to look at a percentage to continue to buy your products you need so your business can grow.
So, Mama, you saying I can't take my whole $100, just put it toward my business? I need to save a little bit, save a little bit, give a little bit to God, and then get back into my business?
I'm absolutely saying that because it's not wise for you to spend every penny into a business and not have anything saved.
Well, thank you, Mommy. Daddy, what do you think? So what we're doing this morning, we're role playing. So, Daddy, what do you think? Do you think I should do that, or should I just listen to Mommy? But I really care what you say, Daddy, because between me and you, Mama thinks she know it all.
Mama does know it all.
Okay, I overstepped my bounds. I'm sorry, Daddy.
And the fact that Mama is right, and because of this beautiful home, you're going to give that 10%. That we live in, because we want you to maintain what we have when Mom and Dad are gone to be in glory, and we need you to have some financial literacy and be able to be financially strong in what you should be doing, and listening to Mom and first give that 10%, and then turn around and maintain that bakery business. If God willing, we have grandkids, I know they'll be secure. So Mom is definitely correct in this fashion as she's always and as she's developed our home. So we'll keep that attitude. And Sierra, please leave me some cupcakes for lunch. Thank you.
Oh, Daddy, I got you, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for Mommy because she just thinks she just runs the world. But so the purpose of that role play is just to give you an example of how you need to talk to your child, right? Mm-hmm. How you need to discuss things, and the household. You don't have to be married. You can talk to your son or your daughter or whoever you're raising, or it could be your niece or your nephew you're raising, or maybe you're that role model in your next door neighbor's kid's life, and you need to actually give them some. You need to teach them about money. Mm-hmm. But did you know the poverty rate for Black people are nearly 20%? Was nearly 20% in 2001 compared to just 10% for white people.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
So that's huge.
Yeah, that is.
That is. What in the world?
No, I'm just. Wait a minute.
Again, one more
okay,
so listen, you got me sitting up in my seat like. Not that I didn't know it. Numbers bring it up. Bring it live. It makes it real. This ain't something we making up. This is not something, that's just coming off the top. So say that number one more time.
So the poverty rate for Black people was nearly 20% in 2021 compared to just 10% for white people.
What and I think it is our ignorance to financial literacy that helps with that number. That helps with that stat. And it's not in 2023, we should not be shocked, right? Like we've been told for years that we are the spenders of the financial world. Mm-hmm. That in our community, communities of color, we spend the most, and we don't necessarily spend the most with each other. We spend the most, period, on products that is offered by other people, higher end products, and no matter what the state of the country in as far as finance is concerned, we need to question our spending. And how we're spending and why we spend that way. Like what is that thing behind the why? Mm-hmm. We didn't just wake up one day and just say we're going to be the the consumer, right? Mm-hmm. What happens now? We're becoming more of the producer of products, but for so long we carry this country in consumption because of just our mentality overall, and that's something that needs to be discussed and spread out. There was a House bill 5190 in the state of Michigan that Whitmer just signed into law that our ninth graders now, and I'm grateful for this, just being in education and speaking about it, that our ninth graders now, it's going to be a required course for financial literacy, a 0.5 of your credit to graduate, right? So you need four credits. So a half a credit of that four credit, 3.5 is math. That 0.5 will be dedicated to financial literacy. And it came out of a Republican Rep Farrington out of Utica who sponsored the bill and offered to build up. And, here's one of those things that's a cross party line, right? Here's those things that's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. This is a us thing. So I'm grateful for this bill. I'm grateful that we now have to. That will be a requirement for our ninth graders starting in 2024, that before you graduate in 2028, you're going to have to take this course because Michigan is dead last in the country when it comes down to education. Wow. And I don't think people understand it or know that when it comes down to overall education in the United States of America, we're second to dead last in education and produce. So we talk about the kids that we're producing to come out of our educational system. I don't care where your kid go to school at. Michigan needs to be up on it. So this bill, to me, helps us overall help to gain some more intelligence in that area. To producing better kids, to producing better students.
Well, it's so sad that a bill had to be put in place for us to start talking about it, right? Because it needs to start at home. We need to look at, if you're a parent or you're taking care of someone or you have influence on a child or an adult, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a child. It's starting as a child, because if you teach a child here in 9th grade, then they're going to take it. They're going to take it to their adulthood, right? But we got the parents. You need to be looking at now is, how can you change your habits, your spending habits? What do you, or if you have this thing where you need to go get a new outfit, right? How much did you save? Or do you need to go get another job to support your spending habits? But at the same time, you got to save at the same time. These conversations are needed at home. These conversations are, because what's happening is your kids are watching you. Even if you're an adult right now and your kids are an adult, they're still watching you of what you're doing. They know where you came from. They know what your mother did or your father did. That's one reason why I started my nonprofit, Queen's Future Successors, because I watch all the General Motors families come in, and they had that low credit score. They didn't care about credit score. They didn't care how they paid their car payment. No, because they knew that they were going to be approved to get that car. They didn't think about, okay, well, if I need 5% down to get into this car, or I need upfront money down, your first payment, tax and title. Back then, it wasn't leasing. It was Smart Buy. They opened up Smart Buy. You could put zero. You didn't have to put money down. Smart Buy went away, and they turned the word into leasing. And when I look at the kids that I touch with my nonprofit, it's because we start at the young age. It's because why? Because you want to teach them a habit. Young kids are going to keep that habit, remember that habit faster than us older folks, adults. Those seasoned people, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Facts.
Yeah, that's facts. But I think it goes back to what you said, Regina. We have to change our mindset on how we even look at money.
Yes.
So when it's things that are important to us, we'll spend every penny we have, right? But we won't spend the money to get help. We won't spend the money to sit down with someone who can actually show us how to make our money make sense. If you're working and you're spending every dime, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people do that, so I'm not bashing anybody, right? But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, what are you saving? What are you putting up? If you were to not get paid for 4 weeks, would you be able to sustain?
Do you have 2 months or 3 months reserve? Do you have that in the bank?
That's what financial literacy is showing you. And a lot of people get afraid to talk about it because they look at large numbers. If you're saving $5 a week, then that means you have $20 at the end of the month. If that's $20 more than you had, and then if you take that $20 every month and you save it to the end of the year, then now you have $240 saved. Yeah. Come on, from just $20. So I just think we need to change the way we look at money. We need to change our mindset about money and even credit. Because as we look at these numbers, that's alarming. So,
that's alarming because, cash is not king anymore. Credit is. And that's why, I'm in that financial space as far as the credit repair, credit restoration with our financial coach, Kathy Washington, because we want you to know how important it is to what? Save your money for a rainy day, right? Have your money, to pay your bills in case something happened. And then also have your credit together. It's never too late to do any of the things that we're talking about. And again, today is our perspective on financial literacy. We are the experts today. We did our homework. Let me just give a shout out to Crystal Williams of Crystal Visions Communication, is that she actually gave me this link and did not know that, we would just talk about the show with it today. So just a little bit of knowledge from someone else. Crystal is my my PR lady. She does stuff for the Queen of Car Loans. But we got to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, Joe Longhammer from Longhammer Chevrolet here with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deals you have right now, Regina?
This tax season, I'll match your down payment up to $500 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $250,
I'll make it $750.
if they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000.
when you come in, just ask for Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Ha! It's good to be the Queen of Car Loans.
Yes, Joe knows.
To find me and this limited time deal, Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, service manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have, from warranty work to routine oil changes. We treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule the next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
You are still listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. And when we went on break, we were talking about financial literacy and even financial literacy being taught in school. As we did some research, I saw, as I was reading, that it says discussion of trauma around finances and therapy should be prioritized. So that, of course, sparked my attention. And it talked about Black men, that they are affected and have higher rates of premature death. So they have the mindset of not wanting to prepare or be financially literate because they feel as though they won't live long enough to even reach retirement.
Oh,
that was huge.
I mean, but that is. I mean, it is the truth, and it is that that part of not knowing the power of delayed gratification, right? So. If we're going to talk about it and talk about this thing holistically, delayed gratification wasn't something that was pushed in our community because we always had a sense of urgency to make sure that we were being provided for or we had to provide provisions for our families because that we didn't have time because we didn't know where our next meal was coming from, work, transition, a lot of the things that were given to other cultures during the time of the creation of this country was not provided for us. And so that some of those mentalities and a lot of those exercises were passed down and people would say, oh, well, just get over it. Well, you can't get over something that's been passed down. It has to slowly but surely move its way out of the system. And so if we're just 30, 40 years, I think now we get into our 45th year just released from slavery or released from the Jim Crow law, then we're talking about 45 years. I'm 48, so I was 3 years old. So when other people and other advantages, other communities have had advantages of having wealth passed down, understanding what having a will and a trust, wealth, multiple wealth passed down. And so the stress of even our fathers working in the plants, right? Like they had to, getting that double time because the mentality of it is I don't want my kids to not have an education. May have had an 8th grade, 9th grade education, didn't graduate out of high school. And they're saying, no, my kids, they're going to graduate out of high school. They're going to have a better, opportunity out there because education is key in this country. And that's what we were sold on. Everybody is sold on that education is key. Now we hear the concept of, finding out now that, hey, college is not for everybody, where it's not such a taboo statement. It used to be when you said that, it was like, how dare you say that college is not for I'm not stupid. It was a disrespect kind of thing. But now it's to the point of saying we need workforce. We need people who work with their hands. I heard, trade. So that's just an urgency to your point, Dr. T, like that Black men face when it came down to providing this because we did not adopt the mentality of delayed gratification and that actual conversation of what that is. Not having to have it right now had to be passed down.
But it's entrepreneurship too. It's being people now are going to have their own business, right? Yeah. Saying, hey, this is what I want to do. We just had the Millenniums on last week, right? And they both, Sierra Warren of Delicious Sweets and Lachey McCuther of Glamorous Rebel, they're entrepreneurs. They're Millenniums entrepreneurs. And now you got the Millenniums where they're not staying on their jobs. They're going after their dream. They're doing that. They're thinking about money more now because they know they need their money to operate. They know if they don't go to work, they're not going to be able to feed their family. Then you got the Gen X. They out of control. When I say they're out of control because they're not thinking about, I know that well, I don't want to give a person's name, but it's like, you know what, your mom, your dad wants you to go to college, but hey, I don't want to go to college. This is what I want to do. I want to fulfill my dream. Yeah. And this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how they're able to do it though. Like they have with the phones and the technologies, the resources, things that we're able to just kind of look up. Right, these kids are little detectives at this point in time, specifically.
But why are they you say little detectives?
I say little detectives.
Why you call them a little detective?
Because they go in, they will research anything that you tell them. Like you would tell a kid. Hey, it's snowing and it's the rain that makes the snow. They're gonna go a little deeper.
They're gonna check the temperature. They're not gonna believe anything that you're gonna say. That you're saying.
How that rain hits that cloud to go to snow. They're gonna look it up. And so when these kids are these entrepreneurs, these Generation X's, these millennials, when they're saying they want to start their own business, they watched and see how our parents struggle, and they say, "I'm not trying to go to work for 16 hours a day for somebody else." So now financially. That's why you're hearing a conversation around financial literacy. And when you speak to them, they want to show you they want to learn how to operate. How can I move my money? Now there's a conversation in that generation when you sit down and speak with them.
But they want to do their own homework they want to do their own homework doing it. They're not going to believe what you say. They're going to nod their head and say, okay, but they're doing their research. They're not believing anything that you say.
Yeah, but see what I love about this. So here's the thing, that all of us, when we came up, we all had a different way of doing things, right? So now the Gen X's and the millennials, they are saying, you know what? I can do this twice as faster, or I can do it a different way. And so therefore, I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to research it and figure out how I can do it this way to get the same effect, but the way that I want it to be.
So, I'm glad that we had this conversation today because this conversation was much needed. The thing about it, though, is that we get conversations that's happening in today's world right now that's affecting us. It's affecting the world, but it's affecting everybody we know, because people now have kids that graduated last year from high school that are not going to college, or you have somebody graduate from high school and that they chose to get in the workforce, or they want to be an entrepreneur, or they want to get a trade. So this conversation today was much needed. But how can they reach out to us? What's our social media channels?
So you can check us out on Be in the Driver's Seat on Facebook. We are also on YouTube, Be in the Driver's Seat. You can also download the Detroit Praise app and listen to us every Saturday morning from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. And you can also catch us on Spotify and Apple Music.
All right. We're going to head on out of here, and you'll hear us same time, same place next Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on Detroit Praise Network. And you can also go to our YouTube channel and listen to us after the fact on Monday night. Yep. Every week on Monday night, you can listen after the fact.
Happy Saturday,
all right.
everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Hi, Joe Longhammer from Longhammer Chevrolet here with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. What kind of deals you have right now, Regina?
This tax season, I'll match your down payment up to $500 on any new or used vehicle.
So if a customer brings $250,
I'll make it $750.
If they bring $500,
I'll make it $1,000.
When you come in, just ask for Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Ha! It's good to be the Queen of Car Loans.
Yes, Joe knows.
To find me and this limited time deal, Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule the next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Longhammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.